All right. Thanks for tuning in. Appreciate you guys checking in. Welcome to this series. We're going to take a journey together through this process. Basically, I am converting a 60,000 square foot building to a climate controlled self-storage facility. And presently the building has been vacant for about 6 years, and we are going to go through the entire process start to finish together. So I would love for you guys to join us, come along for the ride. So basically the first thing we're going to do is do a walkthrough so you can see the beginning stages and where we're at now. And eventually I'll show you some of the drawings from architect renderings to financials and everything in between up until the city approval and all of that. So sit back and tune in. Well, it's a fun day here. I'm at the building. I've got an architect coming this morning who is going to be taking measurements for the rendering that we're going to be submitting to the city. It's important that we get the approval from the city on this project, obviously, because the zoning is not where it needs to be. So that's what we're working towards, is getting it rezoned. I think we'll have success. This building was zoned industrial back in the day, and because it went vacant, it defaulted back to a lesser zoning, and that's what we're trying to get corrected. So today they'll be here doing measurements and renderings is the goal. So I'm gonna flip the camera around and you can see the building. It's got a pretty cool front. I think there's a lot that can be done. I really can't wait to see what they come up with for a design here for the front main entrance. I think there's a lot that could be done with doors and ramps and to allow access. Okay, so I'm inside the building. As you can see, it's pretty blown out. It's been vacant for about 6 years. The lighting's not great, but it's not in horrible shape. When I'm looking at things, I'm always looking for the main features, you know, the roof, the walls, the structure, sort of the bones. I'm not so concerned with the cosmetics, but it is a beautiful, somewhat wide open structure. A lot of this HVAC system's gonna have to go because it's just too low and wasn't really the original intent of the design. So, again, this building is 60,000 square feet. There's probably 2 more areas that are separate from this main area here that we will have to punch holes in the walls to allow for access and things like that. But as I make more videos, we'll show all of that and the designs and things like that. But at least this is a good introductory to what we're doing here. Now I'm standing right near the front door. This is what we're hoping to have be our front entrance. And then ultimately right over here will be all of our offices and where customers can pay rent and things like that. So just a little word about value. You know, a lot of people would look at the building and say, holy crap, what am I getting myself into? Which over the years for me, I've been doing things like this on a much smaller scale though, for 25 years. But I've learned that the real value on buying something is in something that's in bad shape. Not too far gone, but a little bit dirty, a little bit of a project, because it's scaring people off. So now this place has sat and it's allowed us to pick it up at a good price and make things happen. So one of the cool features of this building is the ceiling height. And what we're thinking of doing right now is putting in a mezzanine So the awesome thing of that is we're paying for a building that's 60,000 square feet, and that's already a good price for the number, for the square footage. So now we're going to add a mezzanine and add 10 or 15% more square footage to this building. So here you can see, that's all the fun garbage we get to remove. But you've got basically 24-foot high ceilings, I believe, to the bottom of those trusses. So this is easily doable according to the architects. So couldn't be more excited about that. So here's the back corner of the property, and then behind that wall is another interior building that we will take these walls down, or at least a portion of it, and it will continue into here. Obviously remove all that debris, but it's just a beautiful wide open space. Just a wonderful wide open space. So in another video, I'll go over all of the details in terms of the things we're having to do with the city and all the various people we're employing right now to get the approval from the city. It's a long road, but once it's done, the value is outstanding. So one of the other awesome features of this property, besides the interior square footage, is how many parking spots there are. So I'm gonna look behind, you can look behind me here. This whole parking lot behind me is ours, along with the building and plenty of parking that you can see behind me there. So obviously the most desirable thing would be to turn this whole thing into an outdoor storage area, but I don't think the city's gonna allow that. I think we're stretching our luck already. So my idea right now is to build 3 1,500 build-to-suit type little rental buildings, like a FedEx Kinko's office or a Subway, and put a little 5,000 square foot building right here, like a pad site, and that will turn that into a revenue stream as well. So again, just all kinds of opportunities on this property besides the obvious one of the self-storage. Currently about 40,000 cars a day go by, so that's a huge number. So that's our parking lot there, building, and then this entire parking lot is all of ours. And again, I think from the corner of that building out here would be a great spot for like a little 3-plex of retail. And then you've got the golf course that's neighboring us, and they get about 35,000 visitors a summer, which is awesome. Okay, so I'm standing in the back corner of the property, and basically I'll spin around. You can see like that's the back corner and the entire side. It's just, this is like a very gorgeous side of the building. You can see, you know, eventually that's where we would be placing the door. You can see the elevations of the rooftop and where we're able to get that mezzanine, the proposed mezzanine in there. Let's flip you around. So essentially the mezzanine and would be all in here. So my idea is that cars will come in that gate, but there won't be a gate, and they'll circle in and go in. That will be the entrance. There'll be a drive-through, and just awesome. So obviously, like that's gonna get removed. Our property goes all the way back through those trees. And again, like we were talking about value-added things, not only do we have that parking lot, but we have this extra 2 acres that we can one day build on, add to, whatever. So just really a lot of benefits here. The back's a little weird, but we'll figure this out. Super tall, a little narrow, but we don't plan to do a lot of stuff back here. So there you go. Okay, so thanks for watching, and once again, stay tuned for other videos where we're going to cover all of the city planning elements, the financial details. I'll show you the cost of the building and what we intend to generate in revenue. We'll go through a pro forma together, things like that, construction details. It's going to be a really cool ride. I've never done this before. This project will be my first of this scale, and I've got a lot to learn, I know. So just join us as we convert this building.